Hello and welcome to the channel. In this video today I'm installing a deep well hose and pump into a deep water well. The well itself is 640 feet deep and the pump is going to sit right at about 400 feet. So I've got here a 1.5 horsepower pump, about 400 foot of well hose drop pipe, and a 10 gauge well wire. And this is a project where probably not a good idea to do it solo, but it's kind of hard to get back on our property, and we've had some issues with neighbors as far as trucks getting back here, so I decided to try to do this one myself. So anyway, stick around and we'll see if it's possible to install a 400 foot deep well solo off-grid. So here I'm starting to realize my first mistake. I was a little concerned about the weight of the pipe and the hose, so I set up this elaborate rope system to try to give me some tension on the pipe, and it was a little too effective and it kept gripping. So I've cut this video down quite a number of times, but I had to go back and forth to my truck bed very frequently to undo that. So here I've taken off one of them to try to simplify it, but you'll see I continue to have problems with this here. And every time it gets stuck, I've got a tug of war with the pipe and go back and undo it. So if I was to do this again, I would have laid it all out like the tutorial video suggested instead of trying to do it out of my truck. But you live and you learn. Hopefully it's not something I have to do again. At this point it's starting to get quite heavy. I'm probably about halfway in the hole and I'm starting to think, oh my god, I've made a huge mistake, but the pipe is already deep in there. I'm alone and no choice but to kind of continue forward, but it is getting daunting here. At this point I'm noticing that my well hose feed tool, I can't remember what it's called, it's starting to get crooked on me, so I've got it wrapped around my back to hold the tension off while I fix it. So make sure you get this nice and tight if you do it, otherwise you'll end up struggling like I did. At this point, shortly after doing that, I noticed the pipe stops going into the hole, which is kind of a blessing because it was starting to get quite heavy and I had to rethink things. Well, stopped halfway. I think I hit water, so I'm gonna see what I need to do there. I think I'm supposed to turn on the pump and fill the hose, and then it'll get heavy and drop, but we'll see. Alright, well here it goes. It stopped halfway down, so I wired up the pump, and now I'll give it a go. Cold outside. Yeah, so sorry about the audio level there, but basically you need to fill the pipe. The plan, it'll fill the water a little bit to get heavy enough to start pulling it in, and if not, I don't know what I'll do. Yeah, I need to fill the pipe with water to get it hopefully heavy so it drags it down. I figured it was either stuck on something or the pipe itself was pretty buoyant without having water in it, and I thought that might help. So I can hear the water starting to rush in. And alright, well there we go. You can see that worked pretty well. As soon as it got filled with water, even part way, it took off on me. So if you do this one and it gets stuck, that's probably what's happening, and be ready for it because it will jump on you as soon as it starts going. The next mistake here, trying to do this solo, is I'm picking up all these leaves along the way. I did put down a sheet of plastic, but the leaves keep getting wrapped up in the pipe and I don't want to send that down the hole, so I'm trying to clean the pipe while putting it in, and it's pretty effective, but it's also pretty difficult solo. You can see since I had to wire it to get that feed, I've already got it wired up, and I've got the everything I need on the end of the hose here, so it's ready to go. This part's a little challenging solo again, but if you hold it off on your back, you can get a little space opened up here to get that well seal on. And this is pure joy at this moment, knowing I finally made it to the end. And all in, it took me probably 15 minutes of drop to get it in there, which wasn't too long. But that's not counting all of the messing around with powering it and trying to go back to the truck. So it was pretty quick. But
moment of truth. Can you single-handedly install a 400-foot deep well with a well hose? Well, let's find out.
starting to wonder
maybe
if
it'll
that's
take some
something
time
else.
to get the water to the top here. So we'll just wait and see.
Like I said, it's pretty deep down there. It's 400 feet down, so.
Hey! Ah! Oh, that's awesome. All right, just to test, let's see how quick that is now that it's primed. Oh gosh, that's fantastic. Oh, okay, I'll stop that for a second here. Let me just turn off our water. Oh my gosh, this is so cool. So cool. All right, 2 thumbs up. There you have it. It is, 2 people would have been way better, but hey, 1 person, totally off-grid water setup. So thanks, WellHose. That was fantastic. Whew. Hit this button right here. Oh, look at that! It's water. Oh hey, it's me again. Oh, what am I doing down here in the lake? Oh, I'm glad you asked. I'm just filling it. All right, I'll be here for about 115 days, so see you later.